but she didn't receive it because of some trouble on the internet. Actually, it's some trouble we experienced yesterday here. But sometimes the internet also has trouble. So I sent a love letter to Amy, but by email, but unfortunately she didn't receive it because of some trouble on the internet. So sad, and too sad. Well, now I sent Amy a love letter by email, but she didn't receive it because of some trouble on the internet. Well, question marks. Why? Do you understand? Actually, in this second sentence, I sent Amy a love letter by email, but she didn't receive it because of some trouble on the internet. This is very strange. This sentence has a very strange meaning. In other words, do you know the very difficult word contradiction? Saying the opposite things in one sentence. Well, I sent Amy a love letter by email. I sent Amy a love letter means Amy actually received the message. So afterwards, if I say she didn't receive it because of, that's strange. Why does this happen? Actually, for the first sentence, send something to someone. In this case, to someone only means direction of the message. So, you sent the message to that person, you sent the message in that direction, but that doesn't mean that the person actually receives it. Something might happen. But for the second case, send someone something. This someone must not only be the direction, but also the receiver. So, send someone something, but that someone didn't receive any message is a contradiction. So, two patterns seem very much the same, but they actually mean different. And from this grammar point, we find one motto or catchphrase for our presentation. That is, don't send a message to your listeners. Send your listeners a message. What does that mean? Just giving a message, just sending a message is not enough if your listeners don't catch your message. The main purpose of the presentation is not giving a message, but for your listener to receive your message. Even if you are very good at English, if your message does not come across to your audience, then your presentation is not successful. So, the meaning of communication and presentation. This is a little bit of knowledge. Etymology, that means word origin of the word communication. English communication comes from the Latin word, the official language of the Roman Empire, communicare. And that roughly means to share with others. So, communication, for good communication, the key point is sharing. Sharing. So, what is presentation? Presentation is actually a form of communication, and it is not one-way sending message, but it's actually a conversation, virtual conversation between you, yourself, and your listeners. So it's not one way, It's two-way, mutual. Emitting, that is just sending out your message, is not enough. You must be understood by your listeners. So effective presentation, for you to be understood well by your audience. I would like to point out 5 things here. First, simple and concise. Your message should be simple and concise. That is, don't say too many words for your key message. Just make it simple. Why? Because people don't remember long things. People don't remember many words. Simple message is more effective. So, for example, this year we had a big earthquake, and so we don't have enough electricity and also gas and other things. So we need to first switch off the air conditioner, and then we don't use a lot of gasoline. And so, what's your message? One thing, simpler: save energy. That's easier to remember. So simple and concise. Not complicated, not crowded, not too many or too much. Next, clear. Your message should be clear. Not confusing, not misleading, or unclear, of course. So for example, well, my friend Taro may join the World Youth meeting, or he may not. So what? There's no clear idea.